Hello, hello. Day 11 um, of my personal diary. It's the 27th of September 2021. Um, what have I been up to? So today, uh, my first task was to actually or unpack the Dyson. Um, what is it called? Like the air cleaner. I think my version is called Dyson. Yeah, Dyson Pure Cool. It's like a filter for the air. So you have cleaner air, better quality air. And yeah, I just bought it because I don't have any allergies or something in specific, but I find the idea fascinating to like take care of your take care of your room air, temperature as well. So it's also a cooling system built in that will be quite nice for the summer times. Um, and yeah, I set it up today. It's standing now in the far corner in this room, and it's actually pretty. Um, it manages itself pretty well. So there is the auto function, and the machine pretty much tracks everything in the air, what is there, and reacts based on that. So if the temperature is um, too high, it'll cool more. If it's really low already, it will not cool. If it finds any bad gases or something, it'll react to that. So um, pretty automatic in general. I essentially have to do nothing um, apart from like um, booting it up. But yeah, I've had it running now for like 5 or 6 hours, and it ran for like an hour non-stop. But after that, it got pretty silent. It turned on here and there again. So it's tracking all the time, even if it's not on. Um, you can also turn this auto track off, but I thought I'll try it out for the first time, um, at least. And I gotta say, I felt like physically I felt pretty exhausted this evening, but I don't think it's because of this air conditioning or how we want to call it. I think I just ate a little bit too less today, so yeah, that's that. So the one task I got done. The other task was to actually pop, popu, populate my Google Calendar, and I think I got pretty good progress. So I'll decided to work with tasks now, and um, I didn't come up with like long-term, middle-term events that I missed because normally I'll just put it in the calendar directly, but I think it's a neat idea to also have like a couple of tasks, even if they are reoccurring. For example, like get the check if all the um, util utils or tools for the household are um, uh, still available, and I don't need to like refresh, rebuy anything. I'll do that every Sunday for now, for example, and I set up a reoccurring task for that. So every Sunday in my Google Calendar, I see this household check. And I created a couple of more um, tasks unrelated to that. Yeah, so my calendar is a little bit more filled now at least. And on top of that, I also like cleaned up my inbox, my Gmail inbox a little bit. So I only have like 25 mails left now, and I think the goal should be to always have like a clean inbox. Like I think it's kind of counterproductive to have like f folders in your inbox. Um, at least in personal, like in your personal management. For work, I think it's fine because you like sort of need to store a lot of mails, and you also want the history, um, and you never know when you'll need a mail again. So I think for that it's fine. It's fine, but in your personal life, you get very few very important mails and a lot of really unimportant mails. And if you're not careful, you'll just add those up and uh, fast forward 1 month and you have 200 emails again. And I think at the same time, I feel like setting up folders for also for your personal life is a little bit over the top. Like I think this is a little bit over management, but it's my just my opinion. Um, Nevertheless, you'll still have a couple of mails that are quite important, right? For example, invoices that you get via mail, um, or like if you like cancel a contract or something, you want that um, stored as well. But I mentioned it last week. My plan was to like set up Drive specifically for that. So whenever I have files and I'm including mails for that, I want to store that in Drive. I think Gmail is the wrong location for that, even if it remains a mail. Um, and so I Googled today if there is a neat solution storing mails, and apparently there is a plugin, a Chrome extension, but I didn't really like it. I installed it and it didn't click click immediately for me how it worked, and I think I also had to like log in and register, and that I said, you know what, that's a little bit. I don't want to like register anything or anywhere when I just have to like when I just need one button to like store a mail in Google Drive. Maybe it's easier, maybe I misunderstood it, but yeah, I wasn't really satisfied with the Chrome extension. And then I Googled it a little bit more, and apparently it seems like so there's this official Google Drive extension is also capable of storing like a PDF version of your or a print version rather. Yeah, it's a print version of your mail in your drive really ca rather easily. So the drive is I, th I th now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's not even a Chrome extension anymore. It's like embedded into Chrome directly. Um, so whenever you like want to print something, and there is this print functionality in Gmail directly, you also have to like a native functionality to also store it in Drive. Now you still have to click print, which was a little bit confusing for me because I didn't want to print anything. But yeah, it worked. It got into my drive, and it's a little bit unfortunate that it's still like a printed mail essentially. So if you have flashy mails, um, I, I don't think it would work. But I believe that for things like invoices, you can also just store the invoice PDF directly into Drive, and I noticed that pretty late. But for any attachments, essentially, you can just um, directly store it in Drive, which is kind of cool. I'm still missing a feature to like select where you want to store it because it just gets into your Drive and then you have to like relocate it manually. So I would love to s- see some functionality like save into folder or something. And yeah, this is again one of the cases where I get like really confused. Like I conf I think it's confusing essentially because it seems that this whole idea of having folders, etc., the functionality is there, but that this functionality is not like really well supported at that point shows me again that you can use Google Drive in many ways essentially. But for like most of the people, I think like a really flat hierarchy is pretty much the norm. Like, I don't know. Obviously, in work, when I'm at work, like when we used Google as a tool, as a business tool, uh, we have plenty of folders for obvious reasons. Like you also need to like set access and restrictions and sort of manage it a little bit, but maybe there is a there's a uh, I don't know, maybe there is a premium feature for that, but it's particular particularly cumbersome to just store mails into a specific folder and drive. I don't know. Maybe I'm one of the few persons who really wants to do something like that. Because again, I imagine that like for most people, when we're talking about business, they either store the attachment, but even then, right? I mean, this is so it's such a normal case, right? You get an invoice as a office secretary or something like that, and you need to store it into your drive. How does that work? Like you'll get it into your personal drive first in your personal space, and then you have to move it manually. Is that the workflow? I don't know. Maybe I have to Google again, but for the time being, I went um, through all of my mails and sorted out the most important ones, stored it into the drive. So my drive is also now populated a little bit. So I'm actually making a bit of progress. I loved to see last week, but better late than never, right? And now I'm in the really cool spot to just, oh God, this is so light. To just open my calendar and see what is planned for tomorrow. What I think I got, yeah. So I have a couple of really small to-dos, um, small tasks rather, that I want to get done tomorrow. For example, like I have a place set up for my bin, but I have to like unplug a board which is like wired in um, at the place where I want it to be. Otherwise, the bin wouldn't fit. So it's just um, doing a little bit of manual work, and then my kitchen is a little bit has a little bit more space because have the right place for my bin. At the moment, it's just below my window, and yeah, not not the place where I want my bin to be. Those things. I have also an invoice that I have to pay, and I just wasn't. I just was too lazy to do it, um, which I'm gonna do tomorrow. So really, really small to-dos for tomorrow. Um, yeah, apart from the bin, there's no, at the moment there's really no to-do regarding the apartment. Like I'm thinking about just asking my friend tomorrow to that he comes over with the machine and that we can wire up some parts. But I like we have to look when he has the time, etc. So I probably get nothing done tomorrow. Only like managing things and organizing things. Um, but those are all very small tasks. So my other larger task is I want to like get familiar with the idea of um, first of all things like Huel, I guess is the brand. Um, Essentially meals that are very cheap and very easy and very fast done. Um, because I end up like in the on an average day I end up s- eating something like pesto and noodles and um, while I think there are worse things you could eat, I'm really intrigued by the idea of having fast food at home that is really cheap and really healthy. Um, I think that's one of the main selling points, right? It's just the things you need in a meal. May not taste too great, but it's not about that, right? It's about getting something to eat really quickly and still like getting your needed um, calories and fats and sugar, etc., and carbs into your body. So yeah, having a proper meal. Um, so yeah, I'm really intrigued to like try out Huel at some point, and I have to like my specific goal for tomorrow is to like get into the website, see how how cheap is it really, and what are the plans. So how can I order it? Um, how much would I have to order, etc., etc. And then I think the day after, I don't want to get done to like I don't want to get too bigger things done tomorrow. Bigger. Um, it's the same thing with Eat Fresh. So I really want to level up my eating habits this week. I'm still, as I said again, I'm still like fiddling around with um, all the technical things, Google Drive, Google Mail, Google Calendar. I think this is an ongoing task by now. It's just not a thing that you like, you sit down at one evening and set it up. It's more like an um, get to know the tools and use it and just on a regular basis use it and see what's there, which features are there, what can I improve on? Is this tasks idea really the thing I want to stick to? But yeah, this is essentially learning by using, right? So it's good that I like pinpointed the last week to this goal and actually made the first move there. But it's also like something that is really ongoing right now. So um, yeah, this is something that I'll continue to do this week. So I think it's only fair to like uh, put on a second task that is not too demanding. And I think this is a good demanding like good task for that because I think I'm not gonna like. This like I'm not gonna order this week Huel or Eat Fresh. I'm just gonna like do research. What are the plans? What is the pricing? Um, what are the products, etc. So getting a little bit familiar with the brands and with the products in general. That's that's my goal for this week. And yeah, the weekend is full. Not full, but I think if I manage to deconstruct my wardrobe at my sister's place, we are a huge. I am a huge step forward because then potentially the following weekend I I manage to get it over to my place. Yep. So a lot of wires right now, a lot of um, cogs that are circling around. A lot of balls I juggle with right now. It's at least it feels like a lot of smaller balls. Like there are no th four big balls. There are 20 smaller balls. Uh, but yeah, all in all, not too demanding, fortunately, because at the moment, like while it is a change, still like it feels like a re real change in my life. The sort of the stress of the movement is slowly but surely um, getting a little bit lower. Um, maybe you saw my last videos. I was really like at some point I was really like stressed out because I didn't make any significant visible progress anymore in the house and an apartment. But um, you can't you can't do that in 3 weeks. There are always parts that take a little bit longer, and I can't control those, at least not in a way that I would like to. Like if I would have the tools right now here and the knowledge to bring up the light, the lamp, I would have done it weeks ago. But it's not only in my hands. I'm a little bit dependent on others and their time, so you can't accelerate all the things and do all the things in 3 weeks. That's just not possible, at least in my life situation right now. And I talked way too long. I'll gonna end it here, and I'll hear myself tomorrow.